You find yourself trapped in the same type of relationship over and over again. The initial intensity, the insecurity you mistake for passion, the jealousy you feel as proof of love, the emptiness that appears after the infatuation. You wonder why, despite your intelligence and good intentions, you end up hurt, confused, or hooked on someone who is clearly not good for you. What you are about to discover is that this pattern is not an accident. It is an encoded message from the depths of your psyche. And almost a century ago, two geniuses at war, Sigmund Freud and Carl Gustav Jung, deciphered crucial parts of that code. In the next few seconds, you will not only understand why you attract or tolerate toxic relationships, but you will have the map to escape that labyrinth. Because love is not magic, it is psychology. For Sigmund Freud, everything in psychic life, including love and the choice of partner, goes back to our early years. The dynamics of our adult relationships are essentially a re-edition of the childhood drama with our parents. This is known as the repetition compulsion. Freud observed that we tend to repeat, unconsciously, painful patterns from our childhood in the fantasized hope of resolving them. Did you have an emotionally distant father? You are likely to feel inexplicably attracted to cold and unreachable people, trying to conquer in them the love you did not receive. Was your mother controlling or very anxious? You may seek possessive partners, confusing their control with care, or conversely, rebel by fleeing from any hint of commitment. In the Freudian model, a toxic relationship is a neurosis for two. Pathological jealousy, for example, is not about the present, but about childhood wounds of abandonment or sibling rivalry. Extreme dependence is the shadow of the child who did not learn to separate. Your partner, in this scenario, is less a real person and more a character in your internal unconscious drama, an actor you choose to play the role of your mother, your father, or the one who hurt you. Love, from this angle, can be a powerful transference, where you deposit onto your partner feelings and expectations that really belong to figures from the past. Carl Gustav Jung took this concept and expanded it into an even more revealing territory. For Jung, the problem was not only that we repeated our parents, but that we sought in the outside world parts of ourselves that we had lost, denied, or never developed. Jung introduced the concepts of anima and animus. The anima is the unconscious feminine image in man. The animus is the unconscious masculine image in woman. These are not literal figures, but archetypes that contain all the psychological qualities opposite to our conscious. Gender, such as intuition and emotion for men, or logic and action for women. Here is the Jungian key. We fall madly in love, often in a toxic and obsessive way, when we project our own anima or animus onto another person. You see in that woman not only her, but your own unconscious femininity, your creativity, and your soul. You see in that man not only him, but your own animus, your inner strength, and your capacity for decision-making. The person becomes divine, unreal, because you are burdening them with the task of completing you. When the projection inevitably falls, because that person is human, with flaws, disillusionment, conflict, and toxicity follow. For Jung, a healthy relationship is not born from permanent projection, but from its withdrawal. True love begins when you stop demanding that your partner be your personal myth and start integrating those projected qualities within yourself. You stop looking for an external savior and become your own wholeness. Let's take an example everyone will recognize. A brilliant and competent woman in her work repeatedly falls in love with creative, but chaotic, irresponsible men whom she ends up supporting and rescuing. For Freud, this could be traced to a weak or absent father and her compulsion to repair that failed masculine figure. For Jung, this woman would be projecting her own animus in its most immature form, creativity without discipline. By rescuing them, she avoids facing and developing her own organized inner strength. The toxicity lies in the vicious circle of projection and dependence. This brings us to the controversial element, the idea that can completely transform your view of your own relationships. What if the most toxic relationships are not mistakes, but disguised teachers? The integrative perspective suggests this. Freud gives us the compass to look back and heal the wounds that make us repeat. Jung gives us the map to look forward, to understand that the wrong person who attracts us like a magnet is precisely pointing to the part of ourselves we most need to recognize and develop. The narcissistic partner who devalues you might be activating your Freudian wound of not being enough for your parents, but they are also pointing out your Jungian need to develop a stronger ego and independent self-esteem. Facing this duality is the path to breaking the cycle. The great rupture between Freud and Jung is reflected here clearly. Freud would tell you to analyze your childhood until you unravel the complex that binds you. Jung would tell you to also explore the dreams and symbols that appear in your life to dialogue with your anima or animus and reclaim those projections. One works on personal biography, the other on personal mythology. Both are essential paths. So the next time you feel that overwhelming and irrational attraction, or that painful attachment you can't let go of, pause. Instead of just asking yourself, what's wrong with this person? Start asking yourself, with courage, what part of me is seeking this? What ancient wound is being touched? And what hidden quality in me am I seeing reflected in the other? The answer is not only in changing partners, but in changing your relationship with yourself. This journey of self-discovery is the most powerful antidote to toxicity. Because when you stop needing someone to complete your past or embody your myth, you are free to choose, from awareness and wholeness, someone with whom to share a real present. Love ceases to be a neurotic compulsion and becomes a conscious encounter. If this exploration of the hidden roots of love and pain has made you see your own relationships in a new light, then we have reached the heart of the matter. But this dialogue is collective. Your story is unique. In the comments, tell us. Do you recognize any Freudian pattern of childhood repetition, or Jungian pattern of projecting your anima animus in your past or present relationships? Sharing your experience can help others feel less alone in their labyrinth. And if you want to keep getting these keys to navigate the complex world of human emotions, don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell. Every like and every comment not only supports this channel, but builds a community that is learning to love in a healthier and more conscious way. The journey towards self-love, and therefore towards love with another, begins now.